You know, what I love about the comics is the fact that in the comic world, you can escape, you can fantasize, you can imagine yourself being something greater than you are now. And you all are very great. But this particular story is not like, your gratuitous action and just a slasher, bang, kick, punch kind of story. This one, we wanted to have substance. We wanted to layer it with unpredictables, with things that you're not going to expect. I would say it's Seven meets Blade Runner. Story about a hardboiled detective pursuing a serial killer living in the shadow of his father. And in his pursuit, he uncovers some of the world's darkest secrets. So our character, Niles Roach, I think one of the beautiful things about this character is that he has the kind of instincts that drive him to find the truth. But sometimes it destroys the people around him. I figured I'd pull something from where I grew up in the Bronx, something I can really relate to. See, what's beautiful about this is that it's in book form. It's tactile. If you loved all of the stuff we did before in the Blade world, this is something that you're going to appreciate. We got murder, mayhem, noir cities, custom weapons, beautiful artwork, drama, suspense. Look forward to seeing you participating, joining us, take this ride, and here we go. As a man, you're defined by your father. You spend your whole life trying to crawl out from under his shadow. Mine died before I ever could. He didn't leave me his intellect, but he left me his instinct. A sense that triggers when things are not as they seem. Nagging at the back of my skull is getting louder.
This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile.
Now, it seems like the day before waking up, gearing up for a crime next door to back it up. We are six sense, it's impact with suspense. True custom weapons, cities mayhem. A detective that is living by the shadow of his father. Your instinct, so it's off the drama. But the deeper you dig, the darker it gets. And the darker it gets, the closer you are with no regrets. More or less with blood and sweat, express the stress that moves ahead. But unless you're out of breath, you chase the death with the fact that there will be no escape out of that silence. Cause we might need to hide it. Pursue each and every step to stop the violence. Putting all the puzzles together throughout the segments to find a way out how to end this.
This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile.
Another case, another face, their bodies all over the place. Day by day, they try to avoid mistakes. Worse the wild, this homicide, holding my nine, I'm ready to ride in any way. You are exiled. I was getting heated once the mission was completed, with demons affected, but freedom expected. Your soul is getting out of control, not even a step ahead for a bullet to the head. It's judgment day, with knives you play, you ain't far away to run away today. It's slick talk with pain and torture once I cross you until you're out of order.
This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile. This is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose, cause they exile.
Hey, everybody. We are here for another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. This is episode number 113. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com, Facebook. We're also on the Tattoo Shop Radio, Culture Shock Radio, Cuzzle FM, and Wapter Music FM. I would like to introduce my special guest for tonight, multiple international charting and award-winning artist. FAMOE is in the building.
Oh, what's up, Sam? Thanks for having me. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm like just feeling energized. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the exile just because of the energy alone.
Yeah.
Man, this is so great. We're definitely going to, get into your story and everything. Of course, though, we definitely want to start off with the amazing things that you have going on right now. You're part of this official graphic novel soundtrack, The Exiled, the collaboration with Wesley Snipes. Let everybody know, how you got into that. How did that get started?
Well, it's a long story, actually. Everything started from I think it was 2019. I met a guy called Adam Lawson, and I was in that time from 2017 up to 2018. I had a contract with a sub label from Universal, which had several issues, court cases, and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to release any kind of stuff, and the creative process to me was the most important thing back then, right? And then I just switched into the comic industry, just started to coloring stuff and inking stuff. And then I met this guy called Adam Lawson, and he's the owner, I think with Ari Wiener, called Gifted Rebels. And they did several comics, and I jumped on the Kill Journal as a colorist, and I had my debut there, right? And I never talked about the music background because I was just focused on doing other stuff. And then I had a Skype convo with Adam Lawson, and he also doing crazy commercials in the US for big campaigns and stuff like that. Also, as I know, he was involved on Snakes on a Plane from Samuel L. Jackson, the movie, and stuff like that. Yeah, and then we just came out of nowhere on a Skype convo about what I did in the past, and I was talking about the music stuff, and then we came with the idea to do a Kill Jones soundtrack. So that was the first step, to getting back into the music, and involved also my music experience from the past 20 years into this industry. And after 2 years, Adam talked to me about the Wesley Snipes project, right? And in the first place, I wasn't supposed to do the soundtrack because there were several issues. Yeah, I talked with him. He asked me, and then it just went out of nowhere. He was like, Wes got some other stuff going on right now. It's not possible to doing that. And then I think it was summertime, August. I was supposed to go to Italy to visit my grannies. And then I just hit a message from Adam on Telegram, and he was like, "Yo, Fa, you in?" And I forgot about the project because, months passed by, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Yo, I'm talking about The Exile." I was like, "No way." I was like, "Yes, are you able to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, but you got to sort it out within 2 weeks." Just like that. And I was like, fam, I can handle some stuff down, but it's almost impossible to make it happen within 2 weeks because I had to go to Italy, visit my grannies.
Right.
And then it was a turnaround time of 4 weeks doing the record, finish it, preparing for the release. And the music video was just a 2-hour video shot. And within 24 hours, the edit and then the release, and that's it. It was just a spontaneous.
Wow.
at the end of the day. Yeah, and I just had to make it because I was fighting for months to be involved with it. Then I just lost the connection, and then he came back at it from out of nowhere, and we just finished an actually spontaneous, outstanding project at the end of the day, which also won several awards, as you already know. And we good to go. And here I am right now talking to you.
Yeah, many congratulations. This is
Appreciate it.
you're welcome. This is an incredible project. I love the track. It fits
Thank you.
perfect with the story. I mean, my goodness, this is movie worthy. I mean, you did your thing with it. Seriously.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're so welcome. And yes, you have won, multiple awards. Congratulations on those. You kind of want to let the audience know, like some of those awards, won from here.
Yeah, we won some awards for best music video, best original score, the Audience Choice Award at the Red Movie Awards, and which we are going on May 6th in France right now for the best of the year. With we competing with big ones actually, so it's kind of like when Rocky was nominated at the Oscars with a low budget project and competing with some people that got some five and six digit budgets in it.
Hmm.
So it's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. I saw that post today, so I had to share it. I had to share it on my socials. I say, congratulations. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
appreciate it.
And
Yeah.
you have like a show, like you performing too, as well, right?
Yeah, I was.
After
Yeah, I
that?
was. Yeah, exactly. And last year, I was. I did a soundtrack that is not yet out, right?
Hmm.
And for a movie out in Ghana called "What I've Been Through," and that record is already out on Spotify. And we were nominated at the Richmond International Film Festival last year for the live performance. So we won there a merit award for the lifetime achievement for the music business and the best music performance as well.
Wow. Many
Yeah,
congratulations, doing your
appreciate it.
thing. Yeah. And I got
Yeah,
like, like, I was telling you, off the live, everybody, this man is in Germany right now. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning there. So for
yeah.
you even giving your time at that time of night, I definitely appreciate that too.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Definitely, so being over there, I'm telling you, we're international. We are international. We're doing it. We were
Yeah.
definitely activated. So, even your work, your colorist work, the ink work, you're very talented. I was looking on your socials. You have a lot of dope work out there.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the best I can.
Yeah. What got you into that? What got you started? Just working on that.
Yeah, like I said, it was the reason that I wasn't able to release any kind of music because of
Mhm.
the exclusive contract I had, and I wasn't able to get out of it. And that was the main point. If you are in a position to think about what kind of creative process you're gonna do, I was going for weeks, through what can I do and what makes me happy if I'm not able to do any kind of music. And as I was thinking, you were in a conflict about finding a way out of the situation that you are right now in, right? And
Mhm.
get into another one, but also have the connection that you have maybe as a child.
Mhm.
So I've been through my entire life was looking out what I love to do, and then I get back to comics, and that was it.
Wow. And so, like, so as a child, then get being in the comics, were you kind of
Yeah,
always kind of drawing and such?
I was drawing, and I was reading a lot of stuff, and watching movies, watching superhero stuff, like every child out there, mainly. And then I just started, first steps, getting into it, and knowing some people, did a lot of free jobs to get the connections, and step by step, then I get back into the music after the court case with that label, and just started to do my thing. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and you've got over 20 years of experience, in this
Yeah,
music game, so that's pretty
yeah,
incredible in itself.
yeah,
Was it something growing up, like inspiring, to do music?
yeah. I was actually a hip hop dancer in the first place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was not a break dancer, but I was more into that pop and lock and stuff, the freestyle, actually street dance and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very good at it. And I had a workshop with the musical Starlight Express and West Side Story,
Mm-hmm.
and there were the choreographers, David Michael Johnson and Andrew Hunt, which I did a workshop with. And then I had a talent show in Italy. There was a talent show in Italy while I was in holidays, and then I performed the Nelly #1 record. I was a huge Nelly fan back then,
Mm-hmm.
and things changed from that day. It was, I think, August 2001. Everything changed, and I just wanted just to do rap music and getting into the music, even if I wasn't able to write in English, talking in English, writing down lyrics and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it worked out.
Oh, so you okay? So that's an interesting fact. So at first you weren't even
Yeah.
speaking or writing in
No,
English at
no, I was,
all.
yeah. I remember that day while I was listening with was it a Discman? I think it was a Discman, or a Walkman. I didn't remember actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Nelly's #1 and Ride With Me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the things that I heard in my ear, I just wrote it down the way he was spelling it. I don't even know if it was Rod back then, but at the end of the day, that was the main reason why I started doing rap music. It was Nelly, the talent show. Then I was #3 at the talent show. I performed well, and it was the key and the road to getting into the music industry.
Wow. That's really incredible. I'm kind of glad you touched on that because, music is definitely universal no matter what language.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Was it hard at all, like learning English at all, or?
yeah. The main point was tragedy with the World Trade Center back then, right?
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
so in every news and news channels, you saw these kind of um, these kind of scenes, what happened back then, and I was so focused because I was actually wanted to know what exactly happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started to watch CNN and BBC, and everything that I didn't understand, I wrote down on a letter, on a piece of paper, just checked out the dictionary, translated, and that was the first step getting into the language the right way, the proper way.
Wow. Wow. Practically
That's
self-taught.
yeah,
Well, taking that initiative, that's really awesome, and I got to say, I mean, you're obviously, now all these years later, doing very
yeah.
well at it, and
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome, and very motivating. I peeped even on like the TikToks, just certain clips, you just kind of, talking, and there's a lot of motivating things you've been saying, even about the creative process.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have like a particular creative practice in mind, or what's your method of creating?
How I'm gonna start to doing projects and stuff like that. You're talking about?
Oh yeah, like with the music and things like that. Uh-huh.
I don't follow actually a step by step guy. I'm the kind of guy. If I do want to do a record, right?
Hmm.
You're always supposed to create any kind of stuff. We got so many stories to tell, even if it's on daily basis stuff and stuff like that. So the only thing that I'm doing is listen to a ton of beats that I get and receive from several producers, and if I'm feeling I just need that driving force, to create a record. So uh, there are times that I don't do nothing for
Hmm.
weeks, but then there are certain times that I can just be in the studio for a week and creating 2 or 3 albums and just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So that's just the process. And to me, it's important to be in a rush. I just want to do it the way I want to do it. Getting comfy with it, and because the Exile was kind of like having that time frame and deadlines and stress and this and
Right.
that. It's like, all right, we are talking about Wesley Snipes, so I'm good with it. But if it's a daily basis stuff, I wouldn't love it.
Got you. Got
So,
you.
so, so that's the process. So I'm listening to the beats, writing the lyrics for, practicing the lyrics before I'm recording it. Then I'm gonna record the first one, listen to it a few days later, re-record it, getting things done. So that's the process that I'm in,
Got you.
and when I'm doing music. Yeah.
Andrew, makes a lot of sense, and you gotta, we're gonna give you some humble bragging over here too, because you've worked with people like Corrupt and Jagged Edge and
Yeah,
Wooden 12, so
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty awesome too. How did like some of those collaborations, get going?
All right. I think it was 2008. I did my first album in 2006 called The Italian Stallion. It was an absolutely mess in the first place. So
Everybody says that, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So let's be honest. It was all right, but nothing special.
Hmm.
Then I was in a point talking with my best friend Nino. Back then, he was a remix guy and also an honest guy. If it was about criticizing stuff, you know. And I was like, you know what? If I'm really going into the direction to do an American hip hop, I gotta go to the source. So I need to go to the States, fly in there, doing an album, and if they do like what I'm doing, I'm sticking with it, right? If not, I'm just leaving it like that, and I'm like, okay, that's it.
Right.
And I knew a guy over here. He is still a big event manager. He's now in Turkey, called Don Weezy.
Hmm.
Name. He's running SWAT ENT, and he's doing all the international bookings for people like 50, 6ix9ine, all those kind of people. And back then, I was this little rap guy. I was on his shows, performing, doing openings for Jagged Edge, 112, and all these kind of people. Then we started to, getting connections. I was an opening act for Shy back then, and I met Donnell and Garfield and all those kind of guys. I think it was actually the day, if I remember it right, when James Brown died.
Wow.
That was the day that I had the opening show with Donnell and Garfield. And Garfield was immediately getting out of the club and getting back to the States because of James Brown.
Hmm.
And then I came in touch with Donnell, and that was my first collabo, get together with
Wow.
with Donnell. And then I remember where Don Weezy did the promotion. You remember Hot Rod from G Unit and Spiderlock in the first beginnings of the G Unit roster,
Hmm.
and Hot Rod messed up a backup on the live performance, and he did his own thing. And Don Weezy did the European promotion for Hot Rod. Then I met Hot Rod. We did a collab with him. I did a collab with Spiderlock from G Unit as well. And then I met a guy called Jared Hancock from the Surefire Music Group. He died last year. Not this last year. Yeah, he died last year, right? Sadly, and
Hmm.
he was the main reason while I was able to do my debut in the U.S. in Boston. Heading to Boston to
Oh, I think we've got him on pause here. It could be an internet connection thing right now. I don't know the audience if you're seeing him on pause, but FAMO is currently paused right now. Could be having a call coming in, but we're going to keep this live, of course, going. If you have any questions for him, definitely drop it here in the comments, because we can definitely, add those questions in. He was definitely just telling a dope story how he was, getting into his collaborations with people like Corrupt and Shy and Jagged Edge. So we're going to see if we can get him, definitely coming back in on the studio. Yep, he probably had a call and got lost or something. But yeah, Famo, definitely a great artist. Definitely, while I'm waiting for him to come back onto the stage here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of put his IG link on here. So we have it as it's Famo. So that's ITSFAMOE. It's Famo on Instagram. You go right to his Instagram in the bio. He's got a link tree. So he definitely has a great, assortment of projects listed in the ink tree. He actually has a very dope website too. It's www.officialfamo.com. And I think he's going to be coming back here shortly. But yeah, if you have any questions for him, definitely drop them, in the chat. We are here. We're activated. It's live. So, that's just how some things go down on the show. Yep, some people giving the love, definitely appreciate the love, people in the chat, shout out to Melba, shout out to Margaret Murphy, I see you. We got a lot of people here showing love. Tiffany Bedwell, appreciate that. So we're just, waiting for him to come back on in here. Hopefully we can get him back. I'm telling you, these lives are wild sometimes, aren't they? They're really crazy. I think in the meantime, while I'm waiting for him to get back, I might go ahead and replay his exiled video if you guys are okay with that. So if you missed the beginning of the live, you can definitely kind of re-watch that so I can get him back here on the stage. So I'm going to go ahead and cue that up here really quick. All right, everybody. So while I'm getting him back on stage, just stay tuned. I'm putting the exiled video back on for those who missed. Let's go.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.
Now, it seems like the day before waking up, gearing up for a crime next door to back it up. We are 6 sands, it's impact with suspense. 2 custom weapons, cities mayhem. A detective that is living by the shadow of his father. Your instinct, so it's off the drama. But the deeper you dig, the darker it gets. And the darker it gets, the closer you are with no regrets. More or less with blood and sweat, express the stress that moves ahead. But unless you're out of breath, you chase the death with the fact that there will be no escape out of that silence. Cause we might need to hide it. Pursue each and every step to stop the violence. Putting all the puzzles together throughout the segments to find a way out how to end this.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.
Another case, another face, their bodies all over the place. Day by day, they try to avoid mistakes. Worse the wild, this homicide, holding my 9, I'm ready to ride in any way. You are exiled, I was getting heated once the mission was completed. With demons affected, but freedom expected. Your soul for soul is getting out of control. Not even a step ahead for a bullet to the head. It's judgment day, with knives you play. You ain't far away to run away today. It's slick talk with pain and torture. Once I cross you until you're out of order.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.
I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No, look, we activated. Stuff happens. Look, it just gave another reason for me to respin that exile video. So it's okay. It's okay.
All right, sounds good.
No, it's all right. So we were kind of in the process. You were talking about, the collaborations that you had, like with Shy and them. That's where we were at.
Yeah, and from Shy on, I was involved with Hot Rod because he did European tour and promotion for his solo career, and then everything was connected. I started to work in Boston at the Showfire Music Group album, The Explicit. It was my debut in the US, and then I met people such as Sirius Jones. Then at that time there was the Making the Band show, the Diddy Making the Band show, and Donnie Klang was won the fourth season. I think it was the fourth season. I don't remember. And I did a single with him, and that's how the ball was rolling. You know, getting connection after connection. Did my own thing. Did videos. Came back to Germany. Had tours, shows, music video placements, and all that kind of stuff. You know.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So I can say you've been quite busy for sure.
Yeah, I was. Well, great
Yeah.
times, great times. And Corrupt was here too with Das Dillinger back then in 2016 with the single On My Side. Yeah,
Mhm. Yep, definitely peep that out. I know that video's on your YouTube channel as well.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And the joint that I released a few weeks ago with TQ Paradigm
Mhm.
is actually 7 years old. I was supposed to create an entire album called Paradigm in 2016 before I signed the contract with that sub label, and I was in the UK, and I did some records with Big Brothers. That was a UK big R&B group back then, and then TQ, and I had also other features on the line, which then I turned out because I signed to a label which wasn't worth the time. And yeah,
Mhm.
and finally I released the record after 7 years too.
Wow. Well, that's an incredible song as well. And the video, it definitely can resonate with a lot of people. You're welcome. I definitely like how you just, it's, telling your story, and stories that I'm sure
Yeah,
some people have dealt with.
yeah,
Very powerful. And I see you're also kind of rocking. I see the gear. You got the rap and rhymes, you know.
yeah.
So you have the records, right? You got that company going on as well, too, right?
Yes, sir. I'm running this one. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. How'd that get started?
That started in 2006 with Nino. No, actually 2003. As I had my talent show 1 year later, I was like, you know what, I need a name, and then Rep and Rhymes Records came out of nowhere with a good friend, and yeah, and from then still running it, releasing my stuff with I'm actually the face of Rap and Rhymes Records. I'm helping some artists in some certain time frames too, but mainly I'm using Rap and Rhymes Records just to represent my releases and the entire studio work, as well as the graphic novel records. Sorry, the graphic novel records and this and that. Yeah.
Awesome. And speaking of graphic novel records, you do have a soundtrack coming up for Psycho Killers, right?
Yes, 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 I do have. And that was good because I had time. Adam Lawson just hit me up and said, "Yo, I got a project going on, and we're gonna start an Indiegogo campaign next month on May." And he was asking me, I think, mid-March about it. And I was like, "Cool, I got 2 months. All right, I'm doing that. No problem at all." And I'm like, "You need a video for it too?" And he was like, "If you can, I would love to." And then we hit the film studios over here in Germany. There is a film studio nearby this town, and we did some shots for it. Then I was like, I had a guy that did the editing and all the color correction and stuff like that. But as I saw the outcome of the video, I was like, I can't leave it like that because that video got too much potential, you know. So I invested, I think, now 2.5 weeks just for the post production and the visuals and the special effects and all that kind of stuff, and it turned out awesome. I can't wait to show it. So May 5th is the release of Psycho Killers, and the campaign starts next month as well for the magazine. There is a special comic release issue, only 500 issues, our red foil, I think, and you can get it only there. And after that, they are gone forever.
Wow.
But amazing things are coming along the way with the project too.
Wow, that's so exciting. And I love the graphics on it and everything. I must say, like the graphics are dope. All of your pages is like clean. It's like straight to the point. It's not a mess. Like we know exactly what's going on when we're looking, at your
Yeah,
socials.
yeah.
Yeah. And is that you just doing it, that part all on your own? Is that you or
The comic stuff, I didn't do any inking stuff on the comic. I
right?
just did the music. I just did the music. But yeah, the producers are Majestic Beats. There are platinum producers from Germany and Luxembourg over here. They are platinum certified and gold certified as well. And yeah, but main thing, if we're talking about lyrics, mixing, mastering, and that kind of stuff, that's my thing. So I'm laying hands on this one as well as on the video. On this video, I did the color correction, the special effects, the transitions, and all that kind of stuff is also on my end because as I said before, as I saw the first rough version, I was like, I got a vision and I can deal with another guy, to make it the way that I really wanted to go with. And that's why I laid hands on, and the outcome is just turning out awesome. And also, we're gonna submit this to several festivals next year and this year too to see what's going on with this one. And Adam is excited about the video too, the outcome, as well as from Klaus from Race and Gains Comics that is doing the Psycho Killer issue. And yeah, so everything's fine. I'm happy. I'm happy with the outcome. It's a lot of work because I got a lot of going on. We grinding 24/7.
Yeah, I see. I'm like, you either are always up, or working or doing something. So that's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
Pretty wonderful. And a multi-talent, at least you can say with you putting in, most of the work into it, at least it's gonna come out the way you want it. So that's perfect.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely perfect. What advice would you give to like people wanting to come into? I don't even want to say the music industry, but just as a whole, like the entertainment industry, because of just like the multiple facets that you have.
You gotta invest your entire life into that thing. If you don't do that, leave it. That's my advice because if someone told me I have to go through to get to a certain point to make things happen, I probably wouldn't do that, to be honest. But since I'm in that kind of position right now, when we getting older, learning by mistakes and all that, learning lessons and this and that, entertainment industry is getting even tougher and rougher nowadays because of this AI, the socials, and all that kind of stuff, right? Because if I'm looking at it to be becoming an artist that is living just with the music is almost a thing that is impossible nowadays because we are looking at those 5 up to 100 superstars, right? On TV, and to compete with these type of superstars is always and almost impossible because record companies are just looking out to people that are replaceable. I'm not a fan of autotune. I'm not a fan of this mumble rap music. I'm a original. I'm the old school guy, right? So I grew up with JC, Pac, Biggie, Ja Rule, even if the entire America seems like to hate him. And if I'm listening to the music 20 years ago and I'm just listening to the music that is released nowadays, it doesn't make sense to me anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's nothing about passion. It's nothing about composition, as Michael Jackson always telling, how to make a record, how much time it takes, and this and that. It's always just laying down the lyrics that doesn't make sense, spelling the words 100 times like I did on the Exile. The name of the of the project, you know what I mean? And you're good to go. That thing. But at the other side is electric music, house music, and stuff like that is way easier than hip hop music because if you do the house section, you can DJing, you can do this, you can produce quick, and people always listen to that kind of music worldwide, way more than the hip hop. Even if people wouldn't believe it, but trust me, they're gonna make a lot of money with house and EDM stuff nowadays.
Right. Yeah, you're true. You definitely got a point there. I definitely agree with what you were saying with music too.
But to be honest, if you just want to go for it, just do it. And no matter what's going to happen, just go in and never give up. Rocky said that on movies, and it's always the same. If you just want to do something, trust yourself, don't trust nobody, even trust somebody, but, always take care of each and every step that you're doing. And I messed up on some contracts. I messed up some big contracts, and I lost a few years without any production and producing stuff. And the only thing that I can say, if you do have a dream, don't take it away from nobody and just go for it. But you gotta take the prize.
Mm,
Always keep that in mind,
wow. Definitely great advice.
Yeah, because I'm in Germany, and I had always the problem rapping American and English, and being in Germany is always a point of criticizing my music because since I'm not a Native American, you
Hmm.
know, labels over here in Europe, especially in Europe, are always like, if you do need a Native American, we just go to the US and get a rap over there.
Mm,
Quick and easy, you know what I mean? So I always keep doing my thing, being independent and doing the best out of it. And since the mainstream changed that much into that mumble and autotune rap, right? Because
hmm.
to me, if it comes to autotune, I'm thinking about T-Pain. He was to me the guy that created the stuff with Lil Wayne, and that's it. And I'm like more into, I want to keep doing my thing, getting involved in movies, getting involved in the comic industry, doing graphic novel soundtracks. So this is my top that I would love to do the next 10, 20, 30 years if possible. So I can't wait, hopefully, to be one time on HBO or Netflix. So that's my point of direction that I want to go with. Keep doing my comic stuff and just enjoying what I'm doing and not focusing on what is the mainstream running, to hit the charts and this and that. I'd rather do what I love, getting licenses out for movies or series or graphic novels or whatever, and I'm good to go.
I respect that because you're thinking smart too and longevity. You know what I mean? You can do what you love with the music and incorporate it in the,
Exactly, exactly.
everything. And I see it. I could look, like I said, Exiled alone, I could already see, some movie things happening. I mean, you got it. And then another thing I want to say, because I'm such a lyrics person, thank you so much for just making some great lyrics and that I can understand. You know what I'm saying? It's not mumbling. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're
Like,
welcome. You're welcome.
yes, I'm 41, so I'm kind of, my roots are kind of, back then we have the lyrics, and everything. So I appreciate you for just, trying to preserve that and keep that going and being yourself.
And that was important to me because I had an interview and always the same question. What kind of music or what inspires you to make the things that you are doing currently? And I'm always like, I'm trying to create a connection with the listener with things that I've been through in life. Maybe they are going through that, and maybe there is a connection within the lyrics that maybe helps out a bad situation, a bad day, getting happier, getting a smile or something like that. Because I've been through a lot, and I know that there are way more people that have been through way better things, you know, that I've been through. And to me, it's always important, especially because I grew up with Michael Jackson's music, to have that element that is important to have that makes sense while you lyrics. That's why I love to work on graphic novel soundtracks because I always get the script. I can review the story and create, with my experience and my life experience, a kind of soundtrack that makes sense and also involves the story of the entire project too, as a sneak peek for the listener to get excited about what is coming. What you also can hear on what I've been through for the movie, because I think the first verse that I did on that record is probably one of the best verses I ever did.
Wow.
Yeah, to me. So my opinion
Wow.
when it comes to the work, yeah, because yeah, yeah, it's related to my life. It's related to a lot of people that've been through a lot of stuff too, and I always receive some good feedback on that record too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like you definitely did that, and like I was saying earlier, it definitely a lot of the music it resonates with people. People can definitely feel it, and you express the emotions very well too. Like your cadence is definitely
yeah,
on point too.
yeah. I appreciate that.
Oh no, you're welcome. You're doing your thing, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I tell you, that this is great, and you just have, like I said, we were kind of talking about so many things, that you got, upcoming, this year, which is great, So we have looks like we have a lot of good things to expect from you. Only thing they got to do is tap in.
yeah, exactly.
Wow. And so, one final question for you. What legacy does FAMO want to leave behind?
I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, once I'm gone and my days are over, that people gonna never forget my family.
Mm,
You know, that's the most important thing to me. I think, if we getting older and your mother, I mean, your dad, and all those kind of people trying to build something for you, and you keep moving forward. The most important thing to me is that I leave a footprint, not by myself, but also when we're talking about my mother, my grannies, and all those kind of people. So that's an important thing to me. Just leaving a legacy within the family, not just as a single one person that achieved stuff, but also talking about the family. That's the most important thing. That's why people always spell my name wrong in the U.S. because
really?
FAMO, I mean, they say FAMO because they think it's about the famous stuff, but it's
Mm,
actually it's actually FAMO because of my name, Fabiano Montezano.
mm-hmm.
So is just a different thing, and yeah, that's why
Wow.
leave a
Wow.
legacy with a family. Yeah,
That's a great legacy. Now you see, you notice I said it and spelled it right because see, I've been tapped in
yeah,
with you, did my
yeah,
research. So
yeah, exactly, exactly.
so definitely, which was, like, again, just your humbleness. I've been tapped in with you for a few months now. So I definitely truly appreciate you and everything that you're doing and bringing, whether it's music, the comics, the art, just, keep doing it.
Yeah. What I can tell you is that is actually official. That I'm gonna drop one more album. I don't know if I can make it by the end of the year, next year, because we're gonna do also a comic exclusive with the comic with the album release, and I do also have features such as Jadakiss, Snoop Dogg, and Busta Rhymes in it. So it's gonna be
Oh,
exciting. Yeah,
hey.
it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be one of my last projects when it comes just to the music stuff, and then I just want to go forward and focus only on graphic novels, movies, and stuff like that, and the comics actually. But that last album, that last big one that I was working or actually having in mind for a very long time to closing the chapter the right way, and with some idols that I was listening to it my entire life, having involved in, is to me the last move to express the music that I love to do in an entire album, including our own comic. There will be a great story too. Yeah, so that's the plan.
Wow. Wow. I can't wait. I'm gonna be tapped in. I'm gonna get these, the audience, the viewers tapped in. You
Yeah,
definitely have my support, for sure. Definitely let everybody know, where, what's the best place that they can tap into you and
well,
find you.
my main social platform is Instagram. So by at ITSFAMOE, it's FAMO, as well as on Twitter, Facebook, my website officialfamo.com. Check me there out. But when it comes to ask me questions, hit me up or DM me. It's always Instagram, the right place to go.
Definitely. And you guys, I can tell you he's a very humble person. He definitely gets back to you in a timely manner. I'm speaking from, personal experience. Definitely great guy over here for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. And are there any shout outs that you want to give?
Well, I want to shout out first off Gifted Rebels and Adam Lawson for having me on these awesome projects, upcoming projects, as well as Raising Game Comics, Rep and Rams Records, my crew, my girl, my family, and all the people that love real music. Go check
That's
me out on Spotify.
Hey, yep. Yep, he's
Yo.
everywhere. I love that. Check me out on Spotify. That's right. Check out the music, run those streams up, or buy the music, better yet. How about that?
Yeah.
Definitely. I want to thank you, for coming on, gracing this
You're welcome.
platform again. Like I said, you're in Germany, so it's almost 2 a.m. over there now. So I truly appreciate your time. Truly appreciate, the conversation, the tap in, definitely appreciate you. Episode 113 activated. And, you're always welcome to come back because I know you got so much more going on.
I keep you posted once the Psycho Killers is out.
Hey, definitely keep me posted for sure. And I think what we're gonna do, see, we're gonna be, since we're on the radio, you are gonna get, credit, for these plays and stuff. I think, we should close it out with Exile one more time, just for the people who, might have missed out in the beginning, even though they can rewatch. But hey, we might as well run that again. For sure.
Once again, thanks for having me once again.
Hey, it was wonderful to have you. Thank you again, gracing the platform. Thank you to everybody who tapped in. Definitely, make sure you follow. It's FAMOE. Definitely a dope individual here. We're going to close it out one more time with the Exile. It's been another dope episode. Peace and love, everybody.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.
Now, it seems like the day before waking up, gearing up for a grind next door to back it up. We are 6 sands, it's impact with suspense. Two custom weapons, cities mayhem. A detective that is living by the shadow of his father. Your instinct, so it's off the drama. But the deeper you dig, the darker it gets. And the darker it gets, the closer you are with no regrets. More or less with blood and sweat. Express the stress that moves ahead. But unless you're out of breath, you chase the death with the fact that there will be no escape out of that silence. Cause we might need to hide it. Pursue each and every step to stop the violence. Putting all the puzzles together throughout the segments to find a way out how to end this.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.
Another case, another face, their bodies all over the place. Day by day, they try to avoid mistakes. Worse the wild, this homicide, holding my 9, I'm ready to ride in any way. You are exiled, prowlers getting heated. Once your mission was completed, with demons affected, but freedom expected. Your soul is getting out of control, not even a step ahead for a bullet to the head. It's judgment day, with knives you play, you ain't far away to run away today. It's slick talk, with pain and torture once I cross you, until you're out of order.
This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile. This is the exile, this is the exile. Will it's loose, so it's loose cause they exile.